Dear students, from the last class we are discussing about translation. Translation is the process of polymerization of amino acids to form a polypeptide or to form a protein. Translation process takes place in the ribosome. It involves 4 steps, such as first one is activation and selection of amino acids. Second step is initiation of polypeptide chain. Third one is elongation of polypeptide chain, and fourth one is termination of polypeptide chain. In the last class only we have discussed about activation and selection of amino acid. Usually amino acids are in an inactive state which gets activated in the presence of an enzyme, amino acyl synthetase, and ATP, energy source, adenosine triphosphate. Later, activated amino acid reacts with the particular tRNA and that forms amino acyl tRNA. That means particular activated amino acid gets attached to the particular tRNA. The next step of translation is the initiation of polypeptide chain. Initiation of polypeptide chain. Initiation of polypeptide chain begins with amino acyl tRNA molecule having the amino acid methionine. The process of initiation of polypeptide chain begins with amino acyl tRNA. Amino acyl tRNA having the amino acid methionine. Methionine is the first amino acid. AUG is the codon called as initiator codon present in the mRNA, and that AUG or initiator codon codes for the amino acid methionine. Methionine is converted into N-formyl methionine tRNA. In presence of particular tRNA, the activated methionine, in presence of particular tRNA, the activated amino acid called methionine gets converted into N-formyl methionine tRNA. Now this tRNA is called as N-formyl methionine tRNA. See, this is the tRNA and this is the N-formyl methionine. Together forms N-formyl methionine tRNA in the presence of enzyme transformylase. In presence of transformylase enzyme, amino acid methionine gets converted into N-formyl methionine tRNA. The tRNA having the anticodon UAC. Say this is the tRNA having the anticodon UAC carries N-formyl methionine. See, this is the amino acid N-formyl methionine. tRNA having the anticodon UAC carries the amino acid N-formyl methionine, comes and binds with the first triplet codon or initiation or initiator codon on mRNA, that is AUG. AUG is the initiator codon or initiation codon present on mRNA. tRNA having the anticodon UAC carries N-formyl methionine, comes and binds with the first triplet codon or initiator codon of the present on the mRNA at P site. It binds at P site of the ribosome. P site of the ribosome. Ribosome exists at two subunits such as larger subunit and smaller subunit. In case of prokaryotes, 70S type of ribosomes are present. In prokaryotes, 70S type of ribosomes are present, and 70S type of ribosome contains two subunits, or 70S type of ribosome exists as two subunits such as smaller subunit and larger subunit. Smaller subunit is of 30S type, larger subunit is of 50S type. This is 30S, this one is 50S, or 30S and 50S type of ribosome. Smaller subunit of ribosome and larger subunit of ribosome. Here, the first tRNA having the anticodon UAC carrying N-formyl methionine amino acid comes and binds with the initiator codon present on mRNA at P site. At P site of the ribosome and initiates the process of protein synthesis. Say, the ribosome contains three different sites. Ribosome contains three different sites such as A site, P site and E site. Ribosome contains three sites such as A site, P site and E site or exit site. The first tRNA carrying first amino acid comes and binds with the initiator codon of the mRNA at P site. At P site of the ribosome. This initiates the process of translation. Now, a complex, initiation complex is formed. Initiation complex is formed and this complex contains 30S subunit of the ribosome. See, smaller subunit. Small subunit of the ribosome. That means 30S. Small subunit, or it is also called as 30S subunit of the ribosome. 30S type of ribosome or smaller subunit of ribosome. Here, initiation complex is formed. Initiation complex is formed and this initiation complex consists of 30S subunit of the ribosome. It consists of 30S subunit of the ribosome, mRNA and N-formyl methionine tRNA. So this is the initiation complex. In this initiation complex, 30S subunit of ribosome is present, mRNA is present and also contains N-formyl methionine tRNA. Now the first tRNA carrying first amino acid. When first tRNA called N-formyl methionine tRNA binds with the initiator codon present on mRNA, that at P site of the smaller subunit of ribosome that forms initiation complex. Here an initiation complex is formed and that initiation complex is comprising of 30S subunit of the ribosome, mRNA and N-formyl methionine tRNA. N-formyl methionine tRNA. Here, initiation factors and an energy source called GTP, guanosine triphosphate, are required for the formation of initiation complex. For the formation of initiation complex, some initiation factors. These are the protein factors. Initiation factors are the protein factors and energy source GTP, guanosine triphosphate, are required. or in presence of initiation factors and GTP, an initiation complex is formed. Soon after the formation of an initiation complex, the 30S subunit of the ribosome binds with the 50S subunit of the ribosome in presence of magnesium and forms 70S type of ribosome. Now it is called as 70S type of ribosome. See, here initiation complex is formed. This is the initiation complex. After the formation of initiation complex, to the smaller subunit of the ribosome, the larger subunit of ribosome is bounded or attached. The binding of larger subunit of ribosome with the smaller subunit of ribosome forms the complete 70S type of ribosome. In the initiation complex, only smaller subunit of ribosome is present with mRNA and first tRNA carrying first amino acid. Soon after the formation of initiation complex, the larger subunit is called as 50S type. Larger subunit is nothing but 50S type. It is 50S subunit. Smaller subunit means 30S type. Larger subunit is the 50S type. The larger subunit of ribosome binds with the larger subunit of the ribosome binds with the smaller subunit of the ribosome, that forms a complete ribosome. Complete ribosome. Next step is elongation of polypeptide chain. Elongation of polypeptide chain. See, this is the diagram which represents the elongation of polypeptide chain. In this step, the second tRNA carrying second amino acid or the second amino acyl tRNA containing second amino acid binds to the second codon present on the mRNA at A site. See, exit site, P site and A site. The first tRNA carrying the first amino acid, that is formyl methionine. N-formyl methionine is the first amino acid. That first tRNA carrying first amino acid is already occupied the P site of the ribosome. See here, the first tRNA carrying first amino acid occupied the P site of the ribosome. So the second tRNA carrying second amino acid, valine. For example, valine. First one is methionine and second one is valine. So second amino acyl tRNA carrying second amino acid binds to the second codon present on the mRNA at the A site, which is vacant. A site is vacant here. So the second tRNA carrying second amino acid comes and binds. It binds to the second codon on mRNA, means here. This is the A site. A site. This one is P site and this one is A site. First tRNA carrying first amino acid is present in the P site of the ribosome, whereas the second tRNA carrying second amino acid occupied the A site of the ribosome. And here also GTP breaks down into GDP and inorganic phosphate. GTP, guanosine triphosphate, breaks down into guanosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate with the release of energy. For the binding of this, energy is required and that energy is supplied by the breakdown of GTP. Now, a peptide bond is formed. A peptide bond is formed between the first amino acid and the second amino acid. A peptide bond is formed between these two amino acids. That means peptide bond is formed between the first amino acid attached to amino acyl tRNA located at the P site and amino acyl tRNA located at the A site. Now, peptidyl transferase enzyme catalyzes the formation of peptide bond between first and second amino acid. Means here, in presence of peptidyl transferase enzyme, a peptide bond is formed between the carboxylic group of first amino acid and free amino group of second amino acid. A peptide bond is formed between carboxylic group of first amino acid and amino group of second amino acid, so that two amino acids get attached to second tRNA. See here. Here, peptide bond is formed that forms a dipeptide. Peptide bond is formed between first amino acid and second amino acid, so that both the amino acids are attached to the second tRNA. Then the first tRNA comes to E site. Means after the formation of peptide bond between first and second amino acid, the ribosome mRNA complex moves by one codon. This ribosome mRNA complex moves by one codon in 5' to 3' direction. Ribosome mRNA complex moves by one codon in 5' to 3' direction. That means this complex or ribosome and mRNA moves in this direction, so that the first tRNA carrying first amino acid moves out of the ribosome through the exit site. The first tRNA carrying first amino acid, because the first amino acid is attached to the second amino acid by forming a peptide bond. Now, this tRNA is empty, means without amino acid. Hence, after the movement of ribosome and mRNA complex by one codon in 5' to 3' direction, the empty first tRNA goes out of the ribosome. Means it goes into cytoplasm through the exit site. Means the first tRNA comes to E site, whereas the second tRNA present in the A site comes to P site. It shifts by one codon. After this, the second tRNA moves from A site to P site. The second tRNA carrying the second amino acid moves from A site to P site, means this one. See, this is the second tRNA carrying second amino acid, moves from A site. Here it is present in A site. Now it moved to P site. This one is E, this one is P, and this one is A. Second tRNA carrying second amino acid leave the A site and it comes to P site and make the A site free for the third amino acid tRNA. After this, the third amino acid tRNA containing third amino acid, which is specific for the next codon of mRNA comes and attaches to the or binds to the vacant A site. It binds to A site. See here, first tRNA carrying first amino acid occupies the P site of the ribosome. The second tRNA carrying second amino acid occupies the A site. After that, ribosome and mRNA moves by one codon in 5' to 3' direction, so that the first tRNA comes to E site and it goes out of the ribosome, because the first amino acid is attached to the second amino acid by forming a peptide bond. Then the second tRNA, which is present in the A site, comes to the P site and it leaves the A site. Hence, the third tRNA carrying third amino acid occupies the vacant A site, and the third tRNA carries the amino acid which is specific for the next codon present on mRNA. Like this, the elongation of polypeptide chain continues, and after this, here a peptide bond, again a peptide bond is formed between the second and third amino acid. A peptide bond is formed. After this, a peptide bond is formed between second and third amino acid. And in the presence of elongation factors, the process of elongation of peptide bond continues. For the initiation of polypeptide chain, initiation factors are helpful. For the elongation of polypeptide chain, elongation factors are helpful or involved. Then the last step is the termination of polypeptide chain. As the process of elongation continues, whenever there is a terminator codons like UGA or UAG or UAE, the presence of any one of the terminator codon on mRNA, presence of any one of the terminator codon on mRNA signals the termination of translation process, or it stops the process of translation. There are three terminator codons such as UAA, UAG and UGA. See here, UGA is present. UGA is present. That means the presence of this UGA terminator codon UGA on mRNA terminates the process of translation, and this terminator codon UGA do not code for any amino acid tRNA, or this terminator codon do not bind to any amino acid tRNA. That means it terminates the process of translation. See in this diagram, this is exit site, P site and A site. Here many amino acids are present, and here peptide bond is formed between first amino acid, second amino acid, between second and third, between third and fourth, fourth and fifth, fifth and sixth, like this. A polypeptide is formed. A polypeptide is formed. The presence of this terminator codon terminate the process of translation or stop the process of translation. After this, after the termination, the peptidyl synthetase enzyme catalyzes the cleavage of polypeptide chain from the last tRNA. Peptidyl synthetase enzyme catalyzes the cleavage or breakdown of polypeptide chain. See, this is the polypeptide chain from the last tRNA and release the polypeptide chain from the ribosome. Here polypeptide chain gets separated from the last tRNA and it is released from the ribosome. And this termination process occurs in presence of terminator factors or in presence of releasing factors R1 and R2. R1 and R2 are the releasing factors or terminator factors which terminates the process of translation. See here, the released polypeptide chain, the last tRNA and the large subunit of ribosome and smaller subunit of ribosome. Like this, a protein or polypeptide is formed by the translation process. Thank you.